So after he got all the stinging to stop, the doctor said, next time, don't forget the difference between Clorox disinfecting wipes and wet wipes. Hey everybody, welcome to Gamers Gotta Whine here on
when that happens.
Here on the Co-oping Toward Hatred channel. I am Johnny Vinyl. This is Scott Charboneau of the Dudes on Movies podcast.
Right.
Who, side note, is pulling a double header today.
Woo! Yeah, long night for me.
Just recorded Dudes on Movies and now is doing this. That's the sacrifice he's going to make for you. Anyway, I forgot. This is our logo. There it is. It's pretty. Today, what we always do on this show is talk about an issue in gaming, break it down a little bit, read some of the comments that we can find, which actually, I'll give you a preemptive warning today, not a whole lot.
Usually we try to find ones with lots of bad words and yelling, but it's kind of hard to find them.
I'll just trying to give away the ending here. I'm the one most upset about this one, it seems. But anyway.
Johnny's got a whine.
Yeah, Johnny's got a whine today. Subscribe if you like it. We voted on a couple episodes. We're going to do more. Seems to be doing pretty well. And tell your friends, please. Share it.
Yeah, so what are we talking about today?
Talking about Kickstarter, and more specifically, well, actually, no, we're talking about it in general terms, but we're going to start off, our jumping point's going to be the Friday the 13th game, which was just announced as, it was an old game that just got rebranded as Friday the 13th and is now relaunched at Kickstarter. And we're going to kind of break off into also talking about Shenmue III, Red Ash, and lots of Kickstarter
all these Kickstarter subjects. Yeah. So the breakdown here, this is about Friday the 13th in general, but it's from Colin Campbell at Polygon. Friday the 13th was previously known as Slasher Volume 1 Summer Camp, which was introduced last fall via an 80s-style horror trailer. It was clearly an homage to Friday the 13th without actually using any Jason-esque assets.
But he looked like him.
He had the mask, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked pretty close.
That's pretty Jason-esque. At the same time, the owner of Friday the 13th's game rights was looking for a partner. Sean Cunningham was the director and the producer of the original Friday the 13th, and which was released in 1980, and he held the rights. So then I think he got involved, and now they're making the 13th game.
Yeah, he saw the trailer for Slasher Volume 1 Summer Camp and said, that looks cool, let's just...
Instead of suing you, I'll let you use the rights?
That's basically what happened, yeah.
Right.
And now they're kickstarting it for reasons... passing understanding. Well, no, I do know why. And as of, I think it was 5 days ago they launched it. Right now they're at 454,000. They're asking for 700,000. Obviously, that's not going to be enough.
That's not enough to fund the game.
No, but they also know they're going to make more than 700,000. They got 25 days left. They're going to meet the goal. They're going to exceed the goal. We all know that.
Yeah.
Also, just to kind of give you a little bit of background on how these Kickstarting games are going, Shenmue III is the #1 most Kickstarted game of all time.
I don't know why.
Oh, boy.
That's a different subject.
Let me tell you something out there. I had a Dreamcast, and I had an original Xbox, and I tried both those games.
Uh-huh.
They're shit. I don't understand it.
Yeah, but this is 3. It's completely different.
They're terrible. Anyway, I got 6.3 million, which, why?
See, he is whining.
Yeah, that one I really don't get. Shenmue's a bad
Anyways,
game.
back on track. What are these numbers?
Yooka-Laylee also got 3.25 million, and there's a bunch more. Bloodstained Memoirs, I didn't write down the numbers.
Exactly,
Bloodstained Memoirs did really, really well. Star Citizen, which actually I don't believe is on Kickstarter. I think that's on Indiegogo, I think.
I can't remember. It's been 18 centuries since that started.
Shit.
So
that's just doing insane numbers. There's, I don't know, A Broken Age was one. Was Shovel Knight Kickstarted?
I have no clue.
Yeah,
I have no clue.
I don't know. Also, just a note, there is a new crowdfunding site popping up called Fig.
Yes.
Which is actually kind of, there are a bunch of prominent game developers behind him, and a better YouTuber than me would have wrote down the names of which ones are, but I didn't. The cool thing about Fig is that in Kickstarter, you give your money and you get some prizes and stuff that they promise you, but you don't get any profits that the game makes like you would if you were a publisher funding the game.
Right.
Fig does allow you to do that. It allows profit sharing for the people.
Right. You actually become an owner of the intellectual property.
Now I don't know.
Kind of like how owning stock in a company works.
That's got to be tough especially if you allow international backers. I don't know how that's going to work. Just as far as
I don't know the technical details
on
that one.
There's got to be some I don't know, trade laws. I don't know anything about it, but it's because it's not up and running yet, but it's coming. Let's get into some reactions. I told you actually earlier that I had 2. I actually got 3.
Okay.
I found out. This is Upper Dave on Dual Shockers, and he's talking about Shenmue. That's what his comment was about. Because some people were saying Sony should finance the game, including me. And he was...
Instead of Kickstarter funding it.
Well, okay, let me read this comment first, and then I'll... But he's being a smart ass to those people, and he says, sure, Sony should finance the whole thing, because everyone else was willing to throw money at you these past 14 years, right? You, meaning you, Suzuki, the guy.
Yes.
They were practically lining up. Dude, we're lucky anyone is throwing anything at Shenmue. Now, here's the thing.
Did you write that?
Yeah. No, because I don't think anybody should throw anything at Shenmue. But, all right, but... My opinion of the game aside, of the old games anyway, hey, it's possible this one's going to be great. I doubt it, but it's possible. My opinion of the game aside, we do know that Sony is funding a large portion of this game, maybe even the majority. So why not just do the whole thing? Why do they need Kickstarter money at all? Except for the publicity.
It's that. Also, it's testing the waters to see if there's a demand for Shenmue 3.
They knew there was.
Yeah, there's been a demand for that for 10 years.
Yeah, they put... Yeah. They launched the Kickstarter on their E3 stage. That is precious time.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give that up if they weren't confident about it. And I know they did this big weird Twitter campaign Sony did about a year ago asking what franchises do you want to see us bring back? And Shenmue was number 1 on the list. I believe that's how this whole thing kind of got started. So I don't know. Sony should just... it's unfair. Well, now we're going to get into my verdict a little bit. But I don't think that the consumers should basically be paying for your marketing, which I think is what's going on in the case of Shenmue. I got another one about Shenmue. This is also from Dual Shockers, and this is Dr. Jones Jr., but is
Isn't that Indiana Jones?
Yeah. But he puts JNR instead of just JR.
Well, because he's on the internet.
Yeah, okay, I guess so. Maybe just JR was taken. I don't know.
I guess so.
If it gets the game out, who cares how it's funded? Just the salty Xbox fans, that's who. And then you put a smiley face emoticon.
That's him right there. That's him.
I got a PS4. I could play Shenmue if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Of course you care about how the game gets funded if it's your money or they're asking for your money.
Right, that's true. I mean, if you're making a game, you need to have money, and you need to know where it's coming from, and you need to know it's going to be there. I have a comment here. This is actually just a quote from an article from Gamasutra. Andrew, what's his name? Pellerano?
Junior with a J and
R?
R?
Yeah, J and R at the end. This font is messed up, dude. All right, my fault. I typed it. My bad. Anyways, he said... in his article, it's titled Kickstarter or Every Publisher's New Greenlight Process. Yep. He wrote, someday we'll be logging into our PS5s and Xbox 2s, taking a few minutes to vote with our wallets on the next 2 years of video games. And then we'll load up our crowdfunded copies of Assassin's Creed 12. The main character has a hidden blade in his shoe tip because we reached the stretch goal.
Yes!
But he's pretty much
funny.
Taking a satirical approach to this whole idea that Kickstarter is being used to test the waters, to see if there's fan interest, because if they can get someone to pledge $1 million to this game, then they're gonna pledge $100 million to it. Sony will put $100 million towards this if they know the fans are interested in it. You sound mad.
I don't like it. It just, at a certain point, investing's about taking risks, and you just gotta. Don't use my money to take your risk. Now, of course. Well, okay. I got one more quote.
Okay, go ahead. Then we'll go on. Okay.
This is from the Death Vortex on Eurogamer, and he's commenting an article about Red Ash. We didn't really talk about Red Ash. Kenji.
I had a Red Ash once.
Kenji Inafune.
Little ointment took care of that.
The guy behind the old Mega Man games. He launched a Kickstarter a while back for Mighty Number 9. which was kind of a spiritual successor to Mega Man because that belongs.
That's taken
to
off now, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, it was supposed to come out this year. It got delayed, and actually people are kind of upset because it doesn't look good. But anyway, then, before Mighty No. 9's even out, it's still not, he launched another Kickstarter for this game called Red Ash, which is supposed to be like Mega Man Legends, which is a different type.
Yeah.
It's weird. So he had 2 Kickstarters going simultaneously, plus this guy's also working on an Xbox game called Recore, which thankfully is not Kickstarted. But anyway, so this was about Red Ash, and he says, okay. I'm sorry, I gotta give a little more backstory. Red Ash did not meet its Kickstarter goal.
Okay.
But then a Chinese company called Fuse Entertainment came in and funded the game anyway.
Okay.
So, back to Death Vortex. So what they did was sucker people in, went, surprise! And now all the Kickstarter money is going to extra content? Wow.
There is no Kickstarter money.
Yeah,
Did that guy read?
I think he wrote it before they got it, but yeah,
Okay.
they didn't make the goal. But yeah, I mean, you can fail your Kickstarter. Well, that just goes to show that they didn't need Kickstarter, and they're still making that game.
They didn't, but how close were they to their goal?
Not even close.
Not even close?
Not even. No, people were pissed when they launched it because they say finish Mighty No. 9 first, and then maybe we'll think about this other one. But you promised us this game, and you're already working on Recore. You're stretching yourself awfully thin.
Yeah, and that's a problem with that gentleman, whoever...
Kenji Inafune.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that, man.
No, there's another guy. I mean, this isn't on topic, but the guy basically the guy in charge of Final Fantasy has now Final Fantasy 15 on his plate, which is still probably a year away, maybe a little less. Kingdom Hearts 3 and the Final Fantasy 7 remake, and this guy's the directing all 3 of those. Like,
why is he making all these really bad RPGs?
Yeah, I know, no shit.
Comment.
Yes. Leave comment below how much you hate Kingdom Hearts, because Kingdom Hearts fans are never vocal.
I'll be first in line there.
Yeah. Those games are creepy. But anyway, sorry. If you play I think Kingdom Hearts is directed toward pedophiles. That's all I'm saying. But anyway.
Good thing I don't like that game. There's your evidence.
Now I forgot what I was saying.
I don't know, but...
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, if you're looking forward to the Final Fantasy 7 remake, you better strap in, because you're not getting that game for 3 or 4 years, probably. Anyway.
Well, they could wait a little longer, you know?
Shit, the game was never good in the first place. Anyway, let's get on to the verdict. Scotty, Kickstarting games. Is it okay sometimes? Is it okay never? Is it always okay? What do you think? Give me your verdict here.
I think it's okay sometimes. It's appropriate in certain instances. If you can get your funding from other sources, that's great. Go ahead and do it. But, lots of, startups and entrepreneurs out there, they get their capital from multiple sources everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
And if you can get who are the best venture capitalists out there? They're going to be your customers. If your customers are going to give you the money up front to do this, take it. But I don't think this whole idea of testing the waters from giant publishers, right. I'm not really too keen on that. I don't mind games getting money from Kickstarter and then getting backed by a publisher after that, because it'll help the game be better. You get more money. You're getting a big backer behind you to help market and advertise this game. That's good.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. What if, and I guess there's really no way to know for sure if this happened or not, but what if they had the publisher beforehand, they just didn't reveal it?
See, that's what Square Enix was kind of doing for a while, and that is a little shady. You got to disclose that information, and it is kind of shitty to think about it that way. But that's, if you can mitigate the most risk by crowdfunding stuff, instead of just putting your own money out there.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't a corporation do that? But still, it kind of sucks. But yeah, this kickstarting stuff should be reserved for games that can't get the money other ways, really. So yeah, you can whine a little bit. Johnny, you can keep whining.
I will whine forever.
Okay.
Actually, most of my points are the same as yours. I think, first of all right, I want to say right off the bat that the Friday the 13th game looks awesome. Okay, I think it looks really, really cool. So this isn't about the quality of the game. When it comes out, I'm going to play it. At least try it out. Even though I usually don't like horror. It looks really cool and unique.
They say it's more of an Evolve type game.
Oh, that's right down my alley.
You like Evolve.
I do love Evolve. You should, if you want, play that while you're waiting for the Final Fantasy VII remake. People can spend their money on whatever they want, but they should know that in many cases, you're not giving your money to games that need it. For at least, especially for Friday the 13th and Shenmue. Those games can get made with publishers. They're just choosing not to. Well, Shenmue is using Sony, but Friday the 13th doesn't seem like it's going to have a publisher, at least not right now. And they could have one. Easily. They're choosing to do it this way so they don't have to be beholden to the publisher, and they don't have to share as much of the profits with the publisher. So it's kind of a shitty deal for you. Now, some people do think that, that will eventually lead to publishers getting out of the game completely, and that's good, because when we don't have EA or Activision, and I don't agree at all. I think you need those companies. They're a necessity, even though I know everybody hates EA for some reason. But they're a necessary...
Name a lot of reasons.
I don't get it. I mean, fucking, they make Mass Effect, and that's good enough for me. I got a bunch of stuff to say here. Anyway, actually, the Kickstarter Friday the 13th actually says we don't want to make this with a publisher because they don't want to have to tone it down. They don't want to tone down the violence, the nudity. And I say horse shit to that. Lots of publishers make M-rated games. Call of Duty's M-rated. Grand Theft Auto's M-rated.
Yeah.
Halo was M-rated until this most recent one actually got a TV.
If you're going to get a publisher to tell you to make a teen-rated Friday the 13th game... Yeah. That's bullshit.
Well, I don't
That's
think
not going to happen.
I don't think a publisher would do that.
That's not going to happen.
They made that up. That can't be true. Publishers have no problems with M-rated games.
I mean, I'm sure they, just like in the movies, you don't want to make an R-rated Avengers movie, because then you're cutting off your teens. But with this kind of game, it's going to be a mature game. Obviously.
Has the M rating hurt Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty? No. I already made that point about Red Ash, how it got funded anyway, and that's kind of the point, that he didn't need Kickstarter for this. He just wanted it so that he didn't have to partner with a publisher. Now, Yu Suzuki, the guy working on Shenmue 3, he got how much did we say? 6.3 million, I think it was?
Something like that.
From Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And he's also getting backed by Sony, so that's even more money. And now he's claiming he needs even more from you. He says he needs $10 million to make it have the features of an open world game. I guess that's their stretch goal. What the fuck, dude? You got Sony money. You've got $6.3 million from Kickstarter. Make your game. Shut up.
This is one of the most clawed after sequels in history.
Yeah.
It really is. It's gonna sell.
Yeah, and I think he's using that to hold the Shenmue fans hostage, that I need more money. And I read a stat, I didn't write it down, but I read a stat that the average Shenmue backer gave $93 to
Wow.
them. Yeah, that's insane. So, as I said, spend your money however you want. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but use your judgment. I would only personally back projects that I think are not going to get made without Kickstarter. There was one... I didn't back it. I wish I had, but I didn't find out about it till the last day, and I didn't have much money at the time. Called Combat Core, I think it was called, and it looked like a game very much like Power Stone 2, which is one of my favorite Dreamcast games.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And great game.
Luckily, it did get backed. It didn't. I don't think it hit any of the stretch goals. I think it just barely made it. So it is going to happen. I wish I had backed that, because that's not going to get made by, Activision's not going to back that. EA's not going to back that. But they would back Friday the 13th. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I would suggest you think about using your money on games that really need it, not just games that it's more convenient for them. We bitch all the time, not we, but gamers, about DLC and season passes not being consumer friendly. I think these games that can get publishers and choose to kickstart are much less consumer friendly than that DLC.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's all I got to say.
Yes.
So spend your money how you want.
So you're saying keep whining.
I'm saying keep whining and think about where your money's going. Give it to people who really need it.
Put it in the bank.
Like us.
Invest it in a 401k.
We could use it. I'll take it.
There you go.
Yeah, that Shenmue money. Fuck that.
He'll make Shenmue for you.
Yes, I
will.
He'll do it. I will come in your living room and act it out.
Yeah, Shenmue 4U. It's the fourth game on Wii U.
I'll do Shenmue 4, 5, 6, whatever.
Oh my god!
Put on the leather jacket, drive a fork truck around, looking for sailors.
Playing Frogger.
Yeah. Was that in that game?
Yeah, they had an arcade you could go in and play all the Atari games. That's the only thing I did in that game.
That's
because that game sucks.
That's a stretch goal in the new one. $10 million, you get Frogger.
Oh, you get GTA 5 actually inside of Shenmue 4. Wait, 3? These numbers are confusing me. I'm an accountant, so. True story.
All right. Bye.
See ya.
Hey jerks, this is Johnny Vinyl, and if you like the video you just watched, you can click right here to see our next one. And you can click on this part of our professional green screen, and you'll subscribe, and you'll never miss one of our videos.
Shit, my arm's getting tired. God damn it. Shit.
Dude!
My arm...